Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm doing this on my phone because my computer, the camera says it won't work and I can't get it to restart. So hopefully I haven't lost my computer. And I'm also going a little later today because I spent the morning sizing my girls for their leotards for gymnastics, the whole team. So one of the benefits of being able to work when I want to is that I can spend the morning doing that kind of stuff. So today I want to talk to you about taking those things in your business that are small and making them turn into really huge events and how you can stop making that happen. Because a lot of times we have something that's really is a small thing, like maybe filing taxes or responding to an email. And by the time we get to it and get it done, it ends up being a huge mess and more steps that we have to deal with in order to get it done. So this has a little bit to do with procrastination, but it also has to do with just the idea of getting things off your plate before they become too huge. So if you haven't jumped on live with me before, I'm Rachel and I'm a mom of 6 and I help women, moms specifically, create time and financial freedom so that they can grow their business, spend time with their kids, and have that financial stability that they have always wanted to have. And today I am talking about time specifically because when we take these little small tasks and don't do them right away, because we procrastinate, because we don't want to do them, because we think they're going to take up too much time, whatever that reason might be, and we wait and do them later on, we end up with a situation where it is a huge, monstrous task. And now we don't have the time, and it costs us more money, and it causes us more stress. And so the quicker you get those things done, the better it is going to be for you. So I've already talked about kind of why we do that stuff. Sometimes it's just a matter of, oh, I just don't want to deal with that right now. Or maybe it's a difficult task that you don't want to have to spend time on. Or maybe it's a difficult situation, like a difficult employee or an independent contractor, and we just don't want to deal with it. But most of the time it ends up costing us more time and money the longer we wait. So one of the best examples I have is when I've got clients that are talking about hiring a virtual assistant. They need the help. They can't do all the stuff they've got going on their own. They need the help, but it takes time to hire somebody, right? So you need to put the job posting out there. You need to interview people. You need to get them started and all that stuff. And a lot of times we think, well, you know what? This is just too hard. It's easier for me just to keep on doing it myself. But I really invite you to ask yourself, like, what would have happened if you're sitting there freaking out about all the stuff you have done today and you wish you had a VA? What if you would have done this a month, 2 months, 3 months ago? Now you wouldn't have all that stuff on your plate. You'd be able to do so many more things. And now it's going to be even harder to get that VA implemented into your business structure. You've got even more things that people need you to do and more things that you need to share with that VA. So getting somebody hired right when you need them, or maybe even before you need them, is a really good idea so that you can keep your business structure moving and not stay stuck. You only have so many hours in a day. You only have so many hands, and you can't possibly do everything. So hiring that person in your business before you actually need them, have a dire need for them, is a really good idea. Yes, it's going to take time. I know when I hired my first VA, there was just that time stuff. I had to kind of show them how things worked. I had to, we had to create a system between the two of us and how things are going to go. But once you get all that straightened out, believe me, it's amazing. So this is one situation where it's a little small thing, needing that VA, but by not getting the VA, you're turning it into a much bigger deal, and you're probably costing yourself a lot of time and money. Another situation that you might run into is emails. I have a lot of clients that say my email inbox is just way too much. I cannot possibly handle all of it. There's too much stuff to read in there. I can't even get to all of it. There's emails that have been there for ever and ever and ever, and I haven't been able to get to them. And so now there's too many emails I can't even possibly imagine. Hi, Rhonda. I'm talking about an overloaded email inbox right now that you've jumped on. My advice to you then is, what if when those emails came in every day, you dealt with them? Don't put them into a folder to deal with later. Don't just let them sit there. Deal with them right away. Delete the emails that you don't need. Every day I go through my email and I swipe and I delete those. So Rhonda's saying that's me. Rhonda and I have actually had this conversation. Ironically, Rhonda, I started talking about it before you jumped on it. You must have needed to be on this call today. So when you get those emails into your inbox, delete the ones right away that you don't ever need to do anything with. And better yet, you can even filter them. I'm always afraid to do that because what if I miss out on something important? But you can filter them to go into a different folder or to be archived so that you don't need to deal with them. Get rid of them so they're not there staring you in the face every time you open up your email inbox. Then deal with the ones you need to deal with. So if the email, you open it up and it just requires a little quick response, do the response now. Otherwise, it's going to take you more time later to reopen the email, reread it, and make the response. Just do the response. And if you're opening your email and you don't have time to 10, 15 minutes to respond to people, don't open the email. Do it later. We waste a lot of time doing things 2, 3, 4 times when we only need to really be doing it once. Then if you've got emails in there that you might want to save for to work on the next day, put them in a folder for the next day, or put them, I have started snoozing mine. I've talked about this in the group, snoozing them in Gmail so that they show up on the day that I need them to show up. That way they're not staring at you in the face. When you have an email inbox that has 9,000 emails in it, whether they're opened or unopened, it is very distracting and it causes you a lot of stress. So it's turning little emails into something that's overwhelming and exhausting. And then pretty soon you ignore the email inbox and you don't check it. You're probably missing out on really important emails. I had an experience a couple weeks ago where my email for my business wasn't, for some reason the syncing wasn't working and I didn't know there were any emails in there. And when I finally realized it, I had an email in there from a potential client that was like 6 or 7 days old. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't miss out on this opportunity because I couldn't get to my email. So you might be missing out on things. So try to address the email right away instead of putting things off, because that's just going to cause you more and more stress. So we talked about emails, we talked about dealing with hiring a VA. There are so many things in our business, I can't even possibly get to all the different examples right now, that come across that we put off. And the longer we put them off, the bigger trouble they become. I'm going to make one more example here, and then I'm going to kind of give you my steps for eliminating the situation with most of the things that you might run into. So the other one is just dealing with taxes, payroll taxes. The longer you put those things off, the bigger mess they become. So I have a client right now that I'm working on getting things set up in different states for unemployment. And the longer it gets put off, the bigger mess it is, because pretty soon they become late. Pretty soon you need to make phone calls. Pretty soon you need to pay extra money. It ends up costing more work. You just deal with it right when the situation arises. It takes less time and you end up costing yourself less money. So really think about taking care of those issues right away. As difficult and painful and awful as they seem that they might be, it's a lot easier to deal with them right now than it's going to be to deal with them down the road. So talking about my steps for getting into a situation where you can really deal with all of these things now before they become big problems, the first thing I always tell people, and you know this, is it starts with a thought. If you tell yourself that your email inbox is scary and there's too much in there, you can't deal with it, you don't want to look at it every day, or I don't want to respond to this email, or that taxes are scary, or that it's too hard to hire a VA, those things are going to be hard and you're not going to do them. So I really encourage you to change your thought. Decide that your email inbox is an amazing place that you find potential customers. Find maybe that your email inbox is a place where you can cross things off your list easily, or where you have your to-do list, and it's how you create money. Look at paying taxes, meaning that you're making money and that you've got employees. Maybe looking at hiring a VA as an exciting thing to do, because now you're creating a business that needs help, that you can't possibly do it all on your own, so you're trying to create that help. So changing your thought about it is going to help immensely when it comes to dealing with these little things that, if you have the wrong thought process, turn into big, huge monsters. The second thing is just skip procrastination. I did a Facebook Live and a blog post on this a couple of weeks ago. You can go to my blog at racheljenks.com and find it, and you'll find out about procrastination. Procrastination hurts us. There's a lot of reasons we do it, and I address that in the blog post. But making a no procrastination rule is going to be really helpful here, because procrastination is what makes us wait on working on things, which makes them turn into big, huge things. Rhonda asked what a VA is. A VA is a virtual assistant. So it's just kind of getting somebody to help. I have somebody that takes my blog posts and makes them pretty, helps me with the images, because I'm terrible at putting images together and those types of things. A VA typically, in my situation at least, it's helping me do all the things that I am not very good at and that I do not want to spend a bunch of time doing. But you can have a VA for a variety of different things. So change your thought process, make a no procrastination rule. And then the third thing is just do it. Tell yourself, this is going to take me less time if I do it now than if I shut the email and come back to it later. There are some emails obviously you can't get to right now. Maybe you need to do a little research, or maybe you need to take some more time to have a well thought out response. But if it's something quick that you can respond back to, do it right away. Or don't open the emails until you're going to have 10 or 15 minutes to deal with those types of things, because that's going to make a huge difference in your productivity and how you feel. Because ladies, it ultimately comes down to how you feel about what you're doing every day in your business. If there's stuff that you dread doing, or that causes you stress, or that's just too big to handle, you're not going to do it. You're going to be stressed out all the time, and you're going to hate your business. So really change your thought. Love your business. Love the things you're doing. Don't turn them into big ordeals and big fiascos, and you will be so, so much happier, I promise. So I hope that those are really helpful for you today. I really, really encourage you to go through that email inbox, or deal with the VA issue, or send that email out to those clients that you've been meaning to send out for weeks, because you're going to feel amazing when you get it done, and it's not going to turn into something that's going to haunt you forever. So if you have things in your business that you're not sure how you can put them together quicker, or get them out the door quicker, or you're just struggling with the steps that you need to take in order to make yourself more productive and create time for yourself, shoot me a private message and let's talk about what it might look like to work together, because I help moms create time and financial freedom meaning that I help them create time in their business. I help them get things done faster so that they can create the money that they desire in their business and stop working for minimum wage, right? That's what we all feel like. So send me a private message and we can chat about what that might look like. We can set up a consultation. I would love to chat with you. I hope this was helpful for you today and that you learned something. You can always share it with your friends that are having this issue of letting little things turn into giant messes. Thank you so much for jumping on. I hope it was helpful, and I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.